Vitali physically assaults a woman he's never met before, Leafy losing it online and getting taken down, and a girl boasting that she robbed a bank on her channel. All of this on today's most amazing top 10 list. Coming in number 10, we have Vitali. You guys all remember the prankster Vitali. He would do a ton of wild things to get massive views, and I think he even did something with Reality Kings once. But the dude has been a YouTube star for quite some time now, and even though he's not in the forefront of YouTube, he still has a massive following, and most of the videos that he puts out get millions of views, so it's safe to say this guy is still pretty popular. But recently he did something that would make it seem like he's gone off the deep end. One night he approached and randomly attacked a woman who was running on her own. Now I know what you guys are thinking, this was all probably a big time prank that went wrong. Someone saw it and they thought it was real, and it turns out it was just a prank. Well, he was actually arrested for this. This woman that he attacked didn't know him at all, and although she was able to get away, he tackled her to the ground and started punching her in the face and chest. The police later showed up at Vitali's house and arrested him, and the mugshot that they took of him actually makes it look like he lost his mind. Coming in at number 9, we have Reset. You probably haven't heard of this YouTuber for quite some time, but just like our previous number, this guy was known for his pranks. But when it comes to the pranking world, there's a fine line between something being a funny prank and something just being cruel. In 2017, Reset was charged with violating the rights of his prank victims. The reason this happened was because he decided to give a homeless man an Oreo where he replaced the filling with toothpaste. I think it's safe to say that this guy's a pretty scummy dude. And if you're not convinced yet, when he was asked why he did this, he said it looked like the guy needed his teeth cleaned. Yeah, pranking homeless people is a pretty scummy thing to do to get views, and on top of that, he didn't show any remorse for what he did. And Reset had a history of going too far with his pranks, so the courts finally caught up with him, and he was fined $23,000 and had to spend 15 months in jail, and had to shut down his YouTube channel and all his social media for 5 years. And guys, make sure you hit that like button because it really helps us out. Coming in at number 8, we have FPS Russia. This was a very unique and interesting channel that highlighted people's love for silly accents and destruction. The channel was basically a guy doing a fake Russian accent and using some interesting high-powered weapons to blow stuff up. Sometimes the simple pleasures in life can really suck you in the most. Well, it would all go away when the channel just stopped posting out of nowhere. This led to a ton of questions. Word got out that one of the members of the production team was actually killed. This could have been hard on everyone working on the YouTube channel, and explains why they took such a long hiatus. But the channel eventually came back and then quickly stopped when the star of the channel was busted with a serious amount of narcotics in his possession. It could have been that the death of his friend made it hard for him to focus on reality, and he might have turned to drugs to deal with his problems. Coming in at number 7, we have Leafy. Leafy used to be one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform. He was pulling in 121 million views a month. It's pretty easy to see that those are huge numbers, but it would seem that he thought his content was satire and funny. While some people were on board, a lot of people started to hate him. Leafy would tend to target marginalized groups for his comedy, and it would seem that he didn't really have a grasp on reality when he filmed himself saying the N-word. Eventually, he was under a pretty intense microscope, and the channel iDubbbz went hard on Leafy, pulling out a lot of his content and highlighting how he was really just bullying people. And after that, Leafy dropped from making over 100 million views a month to less than 6 million. Coming in at number 6, we have Xjaws. If you're going to get into the gaming space on YouTube now, you'll find that there's a ton of competition, and unless you abide by the flow of trends, you might not be able to make it. But back when it was just starting, no one cared about Minecraft or Among Us on YouTube. It was all about Call of Duty, and Xjaws was the king of the whole space. This dude was raking in money from his YouTube channel and was one of the first YouTubers to start living a life of luxury off his channel and boasting about it. This guy was seen with celebrities, he was always taking pictures in some new fancy car, and wanted everyone to know how much money he was raking in. But when someone becomes young and famous, if they don't have proper guidance around them, they can quickly start to fall apart. Xjaws got into drugs. It was apparently Adderall. Now people don't know if he started taking this drug because it made him better at Call of Duty, or if this was something he would do for pleasure. But it would seem that his addiction grew too strong and eventually had to leave his channel to get better. Sadly, his channel never recovered and he stopped creating content. Coming in number 5, we have Kate Areno. Now this one is a wild story. I don't normally get into the tea on this channel, but with this next point, it's kind of hard not to. So Kate Areno is a YouTuber and Twitch streamer who was dating a YouTuber named Call Me Carson. I don't know the details around the relationship, but it would seem that while they were together, things were really nice, but then things took a turn for the worse. So Kate Areno cheated on Call Me Carson with one of his best friends, this Twitch streamer named Fitz. That is a cold-hearted move by everyone involved. Obviously not Carson, but how could you do this to him? It just this really seems mean as hell. But is that enough to get you on a list of YouTubers who lost touch with reality? I don't think so, so let me up the ante for you a little bit. This girl Katerina, while she was dating Carson, she cheated on him with his best friend, and then when everything came out, it turns out that she had a whole other relationship going on with her manager. She was dating two people at once, cheating on both of them, and then cheated on both of them again when she hooked up with one of the guy's best friends. I think if you're pulling off sneaky moves like that, you must have lost touch with reality a little bit. Coming in at number 4, we have Troll Station. Troll Station is a prank channel that is always looking to up the ante, and I think with one video they might have forgotten what real life is because they decided that they were going to pull off a fake heist. They did this at the National Portrait Gallery. They came in with a bunch of fake paintings and they had pantyhose pulled over their heads. They ran around like some bumbling buffoons for a while, and the video is actually quite funny. But everyone there thought there was an actual heist taking place. Now, even though nothing was stolen, charges were placed on all members of the YouTube group, including the cameraman. They were all charged with causing fear of unlawful violence. What on earth is lawful violence? I don't know, probably like a UFC match or something. They were all sent to prison, with the longest prison sentence being 20 weeks behind bars. I get that people want to keep creating content because they need to bring the people in and pay the bills, but how far are you willing to go to get some views? Coming in at number 3, we have Tana Mojo. If you think that you can lie to people so blatantly and they're just going to eat all of your lies up, then you might have lost touch with reality a little bit. Tana Mojo had several videos of her go viral that were all her saying the N-word. Now, if you get caught doing something like this, the best thing to do is probably apologize and donate a ton of money to a black organization. That does not fix what you did, but I'm trying to think of a just punishment for the crime. Now, Tana did apologize, but her excuse for saying the N-word was the real problem. She said that she thought the word meant friend. Well, I don't know if you think we're all idiots, but everyone knows that that word doesn't mean friend. Coming in at number 2, we have Hannah Zabana. You guys probably don't remember this YouTuber because she currently has less than 2,000 followers, but she would upload videos of her and her kids, and it was pretty tame stuff. That's until she uploaded a video of her committing a federal crime that got over 1.7 million views. Hannah Zabana had the YouTube handle Leafy, and one day this account uploaded a video called Chick Bank Robber. It had Hannah with a black and white filter over her, and she was surrounded by a ton of money. In the video, she boasted about how she had just robbed a bank. Not the smartest thing to do or upload to YouTube. Well, it didn't take long, but the police were able to track her down and arrest her. Turns out she did actually rob a bank. With the help of this YouTube video, the police were able to connect her to the robbery of $6,000 from a bank, and Hannah was sent to prison for 15 to 20 years. I mean, if you're going to be that dumb, you kinda deserve to get caught. And coming in the number 1 spot, we have Logan Paul. It's hard to make a list of YouTubers who lost touch with reality without putting this guy on the list. Although we have seen a massive turnaround in what Logan Paul stands for, there was a time when he was at the center point of toxicity. And many of you remember when all of this toxicity peaked, and it was when Logan went to the Aokigahara Forest to film people. For those of you who don't know, the Aokigahara Forest is also known as the Japanese suicide forest. It's a very common place where people will go to take their own life. Logan Paul decided to head out there to see if he could find something worth filming, and not only did he find someone who had recently committed suicide, but he also filmed it, uploaded it to YouTube, and then set the internet on fire. I think when you get to the point where you think someone taking their own life is content that you can profit off of, then you've probably lost touch with reality. Alright guys, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I've been your host, Jay Durana, and I'll see you next time.